Your first date was a clock comedy. You arrived 10 minutes early with a coffee you didn't need. They rolled in 20 minutes, on the warmth, grinning, and asked if you'd just gotten there. That tiny gap is time and punctuality in multicultural relationships, and it can turn a sidewalk into a story. On the surface, it's minutes. Underneath, it's meaning. For one of you, early says respect. For the other, flexible says presence. You can love each other and still read the same minute hand in different languages. Welcome to Whispered Hearts, English, where we turn mismatched rhythms into music you can dance to. Tonight we're learning how culture shapes clocks, how to stop fighting the second hand, and how to plan in a way that still feels romantic. You'll leave with rituals that calm nerves and keep the fun. Culture teaches us how to breathe around time. Some families grow up with one thing at a time, a schedule you can fold like laundry. Others learn many things at once, where conversation sets the tempo and events begin when the people are ready. You may have learned to honor the plan. Your partner may have learned to honor the moment. But here's a curiosity that can change your next argument. What if you're not disagreeing about 5 minutes? What if you're disagreeing about what respect looks like? If that's true, would you bargain differently the next time the Uber shows up while someone is still choosing shoes? Have you noticed your body's time tells on itself? The early heart thumps when a clock ticks past the hour. The flexible heart surges when a stopwatch appears. One of you gets quiet at a late entrance. The other goes quiet when the plan turns rigid. Which one are you while you wait in a lobby that smells like espresso and floor polish? But there's something even quieter holding love together while the seconds march. The plan is a frame. The connection is the picture. If you can keep that order, you'll arrive at more dinners smiling. If you flip it, a calendar will end up steering your feelings. Start with words that lower the temperature. Instead of "you're late," try "I feel anxious when I don't know the real start." Instead of "you're controlling," try "I feel trapped when time is tight." The clock becomes a third thing on the table. You're not fighting each other. You're solving for both nervous systems. The smallest shift that helps the most is defining what you mean by start. There's "we leave at 6, we arrive by 6, and the event starts at 6. Pick one, name it out loud, and add a 5-minute buffer to whatever you choose. A sentence like "arrive by 6 with a 10-minute cushion" can save you from 3 texts and 1 silent car ride. Build a shared time window for casual plans. If you say lunch is at noon, agree that the window is 12 to 12:15. Inside the window, the early bird brings a book and the flexible bird brings a smile. Outside the window, a quick message resets expectations. What would your ideal window be for weekend brunch? But there's something even gentler you can try when your timelines always collide. Trade roles on purpose. Let the flexible partner run 1 week of schedules with their flow and check-ins. Let the early partner run the next week with their buffers and alarms. You'll both learn the other's logic without a lecture. Crowds and commutes add their own drama. One of you leaves the house to beat traffic like it's a game you're both playing. The other leaves the house after the second chorus of a song that makes the morning feel kind. Compromise by mapping the route together, then choosing a departure time that respects both the road and the vibe. Use the seasons as your co-planner. Summer evening warmth makes it easier to arrive early and stroll outside while you wait. In crisp winter air, the early person waits in the lobby with hot cocoa and a text that says, "I'm warm and good." The waiting changes shape with the weather. so does your patience. Here's a viewer prompt to keep your brain in the room. Are you the early bird or the late arrival in your relationship? And what would shift if you told your partner exactly what the timing means to you, rather than just the minutes? But there's something even quieter that matters more than any app. Build a pre-brief in the kitchen before you leave. You say, hard start at 7, casual hang, or drop in after 8. You agree on the window, how to check in, and the if we slip plan. That tiny briefing travels with you like a coat. Family events carry their own clock. Some gatherings don't truly start until the room is full and the pot has spoken. Others begin at the printed time with a toast that won't wait. Ask your partner which it is, then match your move. You might even arrive on 2 different schedules, with one of you warming the seats and the other making sure the elders feel greeted. Research shows that predictability calms the body. Translate that to time by creating rituals you can count on. The early partner texts, parked, and snaps a photo of the venue. The flexible partner texts, on the way, with an honest estimate and a heart. Your phones become bridges, not weapons. Calendars tell love stories when they're done right. Share one that holds everything from dinners to dentist appointments. Color code, hard time, soft time, and together time. The map gives you a bird's eye view, so no one is guessing. It also turns, you forgot, into we can see it. But let's talk about what happens when the clock wins and you're both mad. Picture a spring rain tapping the windshield. You've been in the car for 12 quiet minutes. One of you is gripping the steering wheel. The other is staring out at the stoplight mist. Repair lives right here. Say, I'm sorry I snapped about the time. I was scared we'd look careless in front of your friends. Then add a specific plan. Next time, I'll say what matters and ask you to set the alarm you trust. Can we practice the arrival line we'll use if we're late? You watch shoulders settle. The night softens, and you arrive still on the same team. Midway through, hear this from the heart of whispered hearts. English. You are not wrong for loving a clean schedule. You are not wrong for loving a flexible hour. You are 2 good people choosing kindness over clocks, even when the calendar shouts. Work and social life run on different gears. A job interview, a flight, or a medical appointment demands precision. A backyard barbecue breathes. Agree that some things are no slip, some are slight slip, and some are let it roll. Naming the category before you dress saves you from a dozen side eyes later. Your phones can help without becoming tyrants. Use shared reminders that nudge, not nag. Shoes on in 5. Call car at 6:20. Leave porch by 6:30. Pair each reminder with a reward. If you leave on the first ping, you get to choose the dessert. If you miss it, the other chooses the playlist. The clock stops being the enemy. It starts being a game you win together. But there's a softer skill that makes everything else work. Learn the micro-rituals that make waiting feel like care. The early partner carries a paperback, a snack bar, and a charger. The flexible partner carries a leaving kit by the door, keys, wallet, lipstick, chapstick, and the joke they'll tell in the car to reset the mood. You're both trying. You can feel it. Community adds complexity and joy. One set of friends runs on "See you when you see us." Another set toasts at 8 sharp. Honor the room you're entering. If your partner's world leans fluid, you'll score points by warming up to it in public. If your world leans precise, they'll score points by honoring that when it matters to you. Here's another curiosity spike to hold in your pocket. What if the early partner fears being forgotten? And what if the flexible partner fears being rushed? Those are not minute problems. Those are attachment problems dressed up like clocks. Would you comfort each other differently if you saw it that way? When you build a life together, mornings write the first paragraph. One person's coffee steams at 6. The other's alarm is a 9-song symphony. Try a golden overlap where both are awake and kind for 15 minutes. No news, no planning. Just a hello, a hand on a shoulder, and a quick check of the day's shape. The rest can scatter. Evenings write the last paragraph. The flexible person may come home like jazz. The early person may come home like a metronome. Agree on a wind-down cue that doesn't fight the music. Dim one lamp. Set a 10-minute timer for teeth, face, pajamas, and tomorrow's bags. The room will feel safer because it knows what happens next. But there's something even more practical that will rescue date nights. Choose a meet-up ritual. The early partner gets there first and orders water. The flexible partner arrives with a sentence that says what they value. Thank you for waiting. I wanted to finish the story with my aunt. The early one answers, I'm glad you did. You're here now. The date starts clean. Travel has its own brand of chaos. One of you likes a 4-hour airport buffer. The other thinks boarding time is a suggestion. Compromise by buying the earlier flight when you can, then gifting the airport hours to joy, bookstore browsing, silly selfies by a sculpture, and a shared snack you never buy at home. The buffer becomes a memory, not a jail. Holidays will test your harmony. Some cultures schedule the day with precision. Ceremony at 10, lunch at 1, photos at 3. Others begin when the elders say, now. Plan your exits and entrances like choreography. You'll slip between houses with grace when you agree on a script and resist the urge to improvise under pressure. Kids, if you have them or might, change the clock again. Bedtimes and school bells create hard points. Birthday parties and park days flex like a kite. Teach children both languages of time. We leave at 2 because the doctor is waiting for you. We'll get there when the sun moves there. They'll grow up bilingual in clocks, but your bodies deserve a say too. Map your energy like weather. One of you peaks at 11, the other peaks at 5. Don't force a 9 o'clock dinner if your eyes close at 9:15. Book brunch with people who make 10-ish feel kind. Book evening shows with the friends who arrive early and save seats. You'll love more of your life when you time it for your energy. Waiting can be tender if you plan for it. Meet at a park bench as the autumn leaves scuttle across the path. The early partner brings a tiny thermos of tea. The flexible partner brings a story to tell, while shoes squeak on the damp wood. The clock is now a porch you share, not a fence between you. Use humor whenever the second hand gets smug. Text each other a clock emoji that has sunglasses when you're nailing it. Text the sleepy face when you're underwater. A shared joke removes the sting. It replaces you always with we're trying. But some nights will still explode. You will drive to a friend's show and miss the first song. You will wait alone at a restaurant and send the "Are you close?" text 2 times. Those nights need a pressure release you can trust. A 15-second hug in the hallway. A sentence that begins with "I felt" and ends with "Can we try?" It won't erase the minutes. It will save the evening. Mid-roll, breathe this with us from whispered hearts. English. You don't have to become a different person to love a different rhythm. You only have to become a kinder version of yourself when clocks get loud. This is a place where both the planner and the poet belong. Create a time charter on your phones. 3 lines. What time means to me. What I'll do when we slip. What I need when I'm waiting. Keep it short. Read it before weddings, interviews and family events. The charter turns panic into a plan. Invite your elders into the solution gently. Ask how they grew up reading clocks. Ask what felt respectful in their houses. The stories may surprise you. They will also make room for your own. In our house, we'll teach the kids to honor both kinds of time. You'll see heads nod in rooms that once felt strict. But here's a hack you'll wish you had last year. Always set 2 times for hard events: the house time and the public time. House time is when shoes go on. Public time is when you must be at the door. When you say, "We leave at 6:15, and that really means public time 7. You are setting everyone up for success. Date ideas help too. Try a timeless date with no clock except hunger and streetlights. Try a precision date where you hit a museum entry, a reservation, and a showtime like a heist crew. Laugh about which one felt better and why. Trade next time. Your calendar gets more interesting when it holds both flavors. Technology can reduce friction without stealing soul. Share your live location for big nights. Use a countdown for leave in 10, not leave now. Set one loud alarm that belongs to the person who hates alarms least. The sound becomes a signal you both respect, not a nag to resent. Waiting rooms and lobbies don't have to be lonely. Build a tiny wait kit, a note card with questions you've been meaning to ask, a photo you've been meaning to show, a list of goofy conversation starters for the drive home. Waiting stops being dead time. It becomes the doorway to something fun. If you're often late because leaving is sad, rehearse leaving earlier. Say goodbye 5 minutes before the door. Hug the friends who widen your heart. Take a last look at the candles and the couch. When the door clicks, you won't feel ripped out of a good moment. You'll feel like you exited on purpose. If you're often early because arriving calms you, make arriving sweeter. Walk 1 block around the venue. Notice 3 things you love about the neighborhood. Text 1, compliment to your partner, so they arrive to kindness instead of tension. The early minutes become part of the date, not a penalty. But the strongest move is always telling the truth about needs. I need to be 5 minutes early to breathe. I need 10 extra minutes to feel like a person. Needs aren't demands. They're instructions for how to love you. Most of the time, your partner will try. Close your eyes and picture a summer porch where you arrived exactly together. The fan hums. A neighbor's dog barks twice and then sleeps again. Your drinks sweat on the rail. You both smile because the night feels like a line you hit just right. Now picture a winter morning where you didn't. One of you slips on boots while the other mutters at the coffee. The heater clicks. The street looks like a cold sheet. You catch eyes and whisper, "Same team. We'll try again." That sentence is how time becomes soft enough for love. We'll leave you with a community spark. Are you the early bird or the late arrival in your relationship? Drop a comment and tell us one ritual that helps you meet in the middle. Your idea could rescue someone else's Friday night. If you're new here, whispered hearts. English is where planning and play shake hands. We believe schedules can serve intimacy, and that laughter can save a calendar. No shame, no scolding, just tools that make your days kinder. When the lights are low and the city hums like a slow drum, remember what matters. You're not clocks. You're people who chose each other. Make room for the rhythm that made you fall in love, and for the rhythm you're learning now. That's how timing becomes a duet, not a duel. On time isn't the same everywhere, and that's okay. You can honor a plan and honor a person in the same hour. Keep your windows honest, your repair ready, and your kindness louder than your alarm. That is the quiet art of time and punctuality in multicultural relationships.